Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic Awak Priestess here, and I wanted to make a quick January's favorites video. So the month of January was very, very powerful because we had a beautiful blood red moon. That particular weekend, I had people come from far away. I'm not gonna say coven because I don't call it a coven, but people that follow the same path that I do, which is voodoo, santeria, and things like that, came and we had a gathering and we did a lot of protective and healing and manifesting. And we had 2 days of very powerful rituals that even my oldest daughter's boyfriend participated in. My mentor, her family, everybody. So it was very, very good. In the month of January as well. I've been reading a lot and I've been working a lot on my crown chakra. So that's the main chakra that I focused on this month, which I worked a lot on just a lot of dream journaling because I noticed that in January I had a lot of spiritual dreams. I've had a lot of clients that come to me for spiritual dreams. Sorry guys, I also have another favorite this month too. That's what just clicked off. I'm not on a diet, but I'm doing trying to be more like conscious of what I eat. And there's this app that I downloaded to my phone that's also one of my other favorites this month, and it's my diet coach. I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to show like my personal information, but it's called my diet coach. And on it, it's like a game. So the more good things you do for yourself, like you win points and you have like an avatar and it gets like accessories and stuff. And it reminds you of like to drink water and it reminds you of what your goal is if you want to lose weight. It reminds you to exercise. It reminds you to journal what you're eating and things like that. So I like that because it kind of helps me to be accountable for what I'm eating, setting caloric goals, and things like that. So, and I've been doing kind of light exercises because I have knee problems and it's not an excessive dieting. It's more like a lifestyle change, just eating less basically, nothing major, but it's working for me. I'm actually tasting food now because I'm not like eating a whole bag of candy like I used to or a whole bag of crackers or because I am a binge eater, so I like to eat food. And so now I get to actually taste it, so it's good. So that's one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites this month too is this show on Netflix. So nothing against like Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Practical Magic or The Craft. I like those movies and everything and shows, but I've never seen a witch that looks like me. And despite contrary belief, there are a lot of Afro Latinos that practice witchcraft and people of color. So in this show on Netflix, it's called Siempre Bruja in Spanish because the show's actually in Spanish. But you can actually make it where it's like dubbed in English so that you can actually just listen to them speaking in English, or you can put English subtitles on it. And so Siempre Bruja translated to Always a Witch, and Netflix has it under Always a Witch. I'm not gonna spoil the story too much, but there's like 10 or 11 episodes, and it's a story about it starts in 1646 of an Afro Latina, and witches were getting burned all over the world because remember we had the Spanish Inquisition in a lot of Caribbean places. And so not only were witches being burned in Salem, there was witches being burned in the Caribbean too. A lot of witches were slaves. So a lot of Afro Latinos came from Africa and other places and brought their practices to the New World. That also happened in the United States with hoodoo. And so this story is takes place in Colombia, and she's kind of like a curandera more than a witch, really like a healer, more of a healing witch. Um, and so they were showing like in one part, one a gentleman got whipped by his master like bad, where they broke the skin of his back, and they show her as a little girl, and her uncle, who's like her mentor, who's teaching her, shows her how to make a salve that kind of heals the pain. Because remember, a lot of slaves didn't have accessibility to doctors. So they took the knowledge from the homeland and what the indigenous people showed them in the New World and things like that, and kind of learned the medicinal uses of plants, and they will heal each other in that way. There's many stories of like La Madama, like the house servant that would actually do abortions when people didn't want to have rape babies and things like that. And there were certain tonics and certain herbs that one would drink as a tea so they can cause a miscarriage, because or they just didn't want to bring a child to be a slave into the world. um, so there's stories like that. So I like how they correlated that. Now this is also it's also a Gitchy show. So like like in things like practical magic, so you're gonna have like flying people, and they kind of exaggerate what magic can really do and things like that. But it's still fun. It has a great plot. It kind of is a cross between practical magic, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Supernatural. Like it's all those kind of shows together. You got some sexy Latinos up in there. One particular one with the dark hair, he's so sexy. Anyways, moving on from that. Future baby daddy, future husband. So, anyways, the show is really good. It's beautiful to see a Afro Latina, natural hair, just looking beautiful, embracing that, she has culture that comes back from Africa. There's one episode where they show a saint, because a lot in the Caribbean, we synchronize everything with saints. A lot of us pray to saints and we practice witchcraft. Like that's not a big thing for us. So Christianity and witchcraft kind of go hand in hand. Sorry. So, it is what it is. So the show is really good. I love it. It doesn't follow like voodoo or santeria. It doesn't give away too much of our secrets, which I like. It's just fun. So it's good old fun. And basically, this witch, they try to burn her at the cross, and she ends up saving herself and traveling to the future where people kind of don't really believe in witchcraft anymore. So it's just very interesting how she's adjusting to like modern times when she's from 1646. So remember, she came from slavery, so she gets to see like people of color actually being successful and things like that. So it's a very interesting show. I highly, highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite things. And what I loved about it is that I got to watch it with my oldest daughter, who's 18, and we got to bond over it. So my second favorite show, which is not witchy related at all, is a show called Atypical. It's about an autistic young man who's trying to date, and I watched that with my older son, because he's autistic. He's high functioning, like the gentleman in the show, and we bond over that. So I like to use shows to bond with my kids. They're older, so not like the same as the younger ones. You can play with them and stuff. Another one of my favorite things this month, crystals, were a labradorite. I worked a lot, like I said, with the crown chakra. So I use different forms of labradorite. I use this a lot for charging things when I made my grids, and I like using this for charging my cards too. I have like a wooden box where I keep my tarot cards, and I always using my beautiful labradorite. And my favorite tarot of this month is the Crystal Visions Tarot by Jennifer Glacio. This I used other decks, but this was my favorite deck to use in the month of January. There's an extra card in this deck, so it's like actually 79. I'm still using this deck right now. So I use this deck a lot for myself, and I love it. It's one of my first decks that I ever got when I was afraid to use traditional tarot because of the double card. And I like this deck. Some people don't. I love it. I actually love this double card actually. It looks like Pan, and he's trying to lure her into temptation, but like who's more of a temptation? The sexy naked lady or the Pan guy? Mm. Anyway, so yes, I like this deck very much. I like the art style. Um, a lot of my clients love it. The artwork in it too. And this is the backs of it. I find this deck very nice for like Valentine's energy too. So I might continue to use it for the month of February. I'm not sure. I remember I ended up giving this deck away to one of my daughter's friends who was exploring becoming a Wiccan. She's very new age, and ended up missing the deck so much that I ended up buying a second copy, which is that one. So, and then the tarot deck that the oracle deck that I worked with this month. That's my favorite is the Energy Oracle cards, and this one has since been put away. I love the guidebook. It has affirmations. Very easy oracle deck to read, in my opinion, but that's just me. You don't even really need the book, in my opinion. Like, you kind of could just read it intuitively, with between the keywords and pictures and things like that. So I love this deck because it has chakras. It has angels in it. Um, it has both positive, negative cards. You could read it in reversals. I read reversals whether they tell me I can or not. 'Cause I do whatever I want. It's my deck of cards, but they actually do have reversal meanings in here. So, and some of the guys on this card are kind of sexy too. But we're gonna move on from that. And so yeah, I like look at Archangel Michael, and I like this guy. But this one is my like favorite guy right there. But anyway, so I like this deck. This is the back of them. You can kind of do a whole reading with this oracle deck. So I like oracle decks more like this, not the like everything is rainbows and lollipops, and I'm not really into that kind of stuff. So I like things that are balanced because I work both the right and left hand path, and I love light and shadow and everything in between. So, but that's my favorite things of the month of January. Not too much to really say, and also been enjoying this beautiful oil that I made, my psychic oil. Been using it a lot, as you can see, because I literally just made this month. So much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next video, I have a lot of videos that I'm going to be making this month. Still want to make the rest of the Book of Shadow series. Still want to do the sustainable witchcraft. Do I consider myself a pagan? I also want to talk about other topics, spell crafting, why do spells go wrong, things to look at when you're hiring a root worker, just a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to really delve into my practice in the month of February. So much love, light, and blessings, and happy Black History Month for all my fellow brown people. Much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until the next time. And if you want to book any of my services, shamanic@priestess.com. I do psychic reading, angel readings, predictive readings, mentoring on different spiritual paths, letting you know who your spirit guides are, who's in your spirit court. I do rituals, spell casting, and many, many things. So, and I'm also a actual shaman of tradition. Love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until the next video. Bye.